David Benavidez and David Lemieux. What do we think of this one, everyone? It's kind of what we expected, right? First and foremost, David Lemieux showed absolute heart. He's got a good record, a bunch of knockouts, 36 to be exact, and is an unorthodox fighter. So this wasn't a slouch that Benavidez beat, but he made it look easy, like it was a walk in the park. In my breakdown that I did of this fight on my sports show Point Blank that I do with my co-host Chantel Shan, I said, this is not a good fight for David Lemieux. And I said I didn't like it for him. I did not like this matchup for David Lemieux. We know he's strong. We know he's tough. We know he's durable. We know he's a warrior. But stylistically, as they say, styles make fight. This wasn't a good fight for David Lemieux. David Benavidez made this fight look like it was a walk in the park, right? The ref said, I wanted to stop it in the first round. So that says enough by itself. I knew the uppercut would be effective. Every shot Benavidez threw honestly seemed like it was getting through, right? The body shots in this fight, you saw Benavidez's full repertoire on display, the quick hands, the precise punches, the shot selection, the combinations, the different array of punches from the jab, the straight hand, the body shot, the uppercut. We saw it all. We saw the angles, right? As good as David Lemieux was, he didn't test Benavidez in this fight, not even a little. So the question is, what is next for David Benavidez, right? I heard many people say he should move up to 175. And at some point, I believe that he will. But at this time right now, why would he? The bigger fights are at 168 at this time in his career. The more money is at 168 at this time in his career. We hear you, Akeem, but what's next for David Benavidez? In my humble opinion, Caleb Plant, Daniel Jacobs, John Ryder, one of those. I don't think Charlo is going to move up yet, even though it's a big fight. Right? It would be a big fight. It would be a sold out fight. Absolutely. I'm sure they have history, right? They have some beef between each other. I don't know the full extent of that, but they have a history there. And that would be a big fight because it would sell really well. Both are champions in their own right. Both have high IQ, great skill set, right? Great hand movement, footwork. Both these fighters are elite of the elite. They are 1% of the 1%. It would make for a great fight. So why isn't it happening? Well, it's dangerous at sometimes fighting certain fighters. And perhaps they will fight down the road, but for now, I just don't see it. But I would love to see Benavidez continue to get into the ring with these high caliber fighters inside of that top 10 ranking, right? You have to make your name so big that the people start demanding it, right? Make your name so big that it has to happen. It has to happen at some point. And if you continue knocking out everybody that is in front of you and they're in that top 10, at some point you have to move up, or you have to make agreements and you have to clash with the best of the best. You can only avoid certain fighters for so long until you have to get into the ring, because at some point it will change from just about making money to determining what is your legacy going to be. Benavidez wants to fight the best. Does the rest of the division want the same? And when those questions are answered, when the dust settles, at some point, legacy will start to click into an elite mindset of an athlete, and legacy will be on display. But hopefully it's not too late when legacy kicks in that we miss out on these fighters in their prime. Charlo gives him the best fight, but it's also the hardest one to possibly make. Either way, great performance from Benavidez, brilliant effort from David Lemieux. It just wasn't his night.